Hello friends, welcome to our channel. Today I am going to share with you a very nice story, the monk and the woman. So let's start. It was early morning in a land where mist still clung to the mountains and the air carried the scent of pine and wet earth. Two Buddhist monks, one older and one younger, walked along a winding dirt path that cut through villages, forests, and streams. The older monk was known for his calm presence, the kind that made even restless children go quiet. The younger monk was zealous in his practice, determined to follow every rule of the monastic code to the letter. Like a soldier guarding a treasure, they were on a journey to a distant monastery. The day's path would take them across a river known for its strong current. Rain from the night before had swollen it into a restless, churning force. When they reached the riverbank, they saw her, a young woman dressed in a silk sari, her feet bare, standing in hesitation. She clutched the ends of her garment, looking from the water to her hands, clearly unsure what to do. The monks approached. She bowed politely and said, "Honored sirs, I must cross this river to reach my family in the next village. The current is strong, and I fear I will lose my footing. Could you help me?" The younger monk stepped back, startled by the request. Their monastic rules were clear. They must not touch women, not even to save them, for fear that attachment or desire might cloud their minds. The older monk didn't say a word. He studied her face. The lines of worry, the way her eyes darted toward the far bank. Without hesitation, he set down his walking staff, bent his knees, and said, "Come, I will carry you." Before the younger monk could object, the woman climbed onto the old monk's back. With careful, steady steps, he waded into the river. The water surged around his knees, then his waist, but he held her firmly, moving with a strength and grace that belied his years. They reached the other side, where he set her down gently. She bowed deeply, her face breaking into relief and gratitude. "May blessings follow you, venerable sir," she said before walking away along the sunlit road. The two monks resumed their journey. At first, the younger monk walked in silence, his mind churning like the river they had crossed. He glanced at the old monk, who seemed utterly untroubled, humming softly as he stepped over roots and stones. An hour passed. The younger monk's thoughts grew heavier. He broke the rule. How could he carry her? We took vows. 2 hours passed. The heat of the day deepened, and the younger monk's silence had hardened into a kind of resentment. Finally, in the 3rd hour, he stopped walking and turned to the older monk. "Master," he said, his voice tight, "we are forbidden to touch women. Yet you carried her on your back across the river. Why would you break your vows?" The older monk looked at him for a long moment, his eyes calm, almost amused. "Brother," he said softly, "I put her down on the riverbank hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" The younger monk blinked, his mouth opening as if to reply, but no words came. They walked on, the sound of their sandals crunching against gravel. The younger monk's heart began to slow, his thoughts to clear. He realized that while the older monk had touched the woman physically, he had done so without clinging, without desire, without the burden of judgment. But he, the younger monk, had carried her the whole way, not on his back, but in his mind. His own thoughts had been the true weight, heavier than the woman herself. The Buddha had taught that clinging, whether to possessions, to anger, to rules, or even to an idea of purity, binds us. Letting go is freedom. The older monk's actions were not a breach of the path, but a living example of it. Compassion without attachment. Friends, this story tells us to look inside ourselves. Sometimes we have to break our own rules for others. Sometimes rules become so important to us that we lose sight of compassion. Sometimes the biggest burden is the one we carry in our mind. The woman in this story is a symbol of all the things we hold on to, both literally and metaphorically. It reminds us to be aware of the weight of our thoughts and to learn from the calmness of those who walk the path with grace. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked my video, don't forget to subscribe for more.